Welcome back, everyone. My departure was greatly exaggerated. It's NECC, it's Rocket League, it's a Friday night, and you've chosen to be right here in the midst of the collegiate action. I'm HailMonkeyMan, next to Mitch. As the masked man begins to laugh at you, we begin a new journey to see even more Rocket League as we descend from the Legends Division, smack dab into the middle of them all. It's the Challengers Division, and Mitch, I mean, can we get better than what we just got? I mean, that's a pretty high bar for everyone else here.
I mean, my job is to say, yeah, of course, it's gonna be fun. It is gonna be fun. It's not gonna be just if you can come up with the writers room, the strike is almost over. You put 20 of the best writers, and you come up with a great best of 5, because it's not a movie, it's not a short, it's like a TV show. You come up with a best of 5, a great best of 5 in Rocket League. That's what you come up with. But I trust that the Challenger series is gonna give us those moments of, oh, this is the future of the biz. This is where the esports is going. This is something new that I've never seen before. But man, the hype before is hard to, especially because it was your like farewell series. Like, we were gonna say bye to you, and we were so dramatic about it. But man, now that we're back on track and seen, let's get back on what matters, which is RL. It's New Mexico State with Nate, Isaac, and Fiat Color, who are going up against, it's the New Mexico Derby. We got the New Mexico Tech Miners, the Red Squad, with J Durf, Lord, and Stoic Muffin. Of course, TV3, how God intended Rocket League to be played. Best of 5 ahead of them. Both teams 1-1.
Yeah, both these teams been able to get a win, get a loss, and some game 5s have been played between them, especially for the side of the Pistols. New Mexico State, they've gone to a game 5 and lost. They lost against Uvu, and then they were able to win against New Mexico State Pete's. Actually, flipped it around. Won, then lost. So trying to convince or find the New Mexico crown. I'm not sure, would that crown be filled with green chili? I'm not sure if that'd be the mark of where everyone wants to be. But either way, trying to find the over 500 mark regardless as we go into game number 1. It is a Challengers Division matchup. Let's see how they start out.
Oh man, and waka waka DJ Mitch on the record, broken one to say the least. In our process, first couple of touches is to see what your opponent is about to do, how they react to this long clear. Hopefully they mess up. What is Stoic wearing? What is like a red carpet? What are you wearing today? I forgot the name of that car, but we definitely memed about it. You know what? Maybe it's for good. Maybe it's a supercar from the battle pass. Look at that monstrosity, Stoic Muffin. I'm your fan.
That thing, I forgot what that was called. I called it the Mega Jelly Bean for a long time, I think. I've never...
That's it.
Yeah, ever since base cars, and then you got the Rocket Pass cars, I've stopped learning them. And I think the defense stopped learning where the ball was going. This one drops in. Fiat was the last to find it, and it just hits a parabola that the defenders had no idea how to get back to.
Oh, the crease, unforgiving. If you think the bottom crease derailing you is mean, imagine the top crease just making a waterfall that should drop inside of the box. Goes straight into the net. 1-0 New Mexico State. The Pistols with a minimum to win the game. Want to expand on it? The Miners have a lot to say about that before the clock is done ticking. 4 minutes and going down. Shot on target. Catches 2 goalies off guard. And my beautiful Muffin will equalize the game.
Stoic Muffin. I wonder how much of the opposite, the same, or otherwise antagonistic it is to a squishy Muffin. Regardless, but being both at the duality pitch of one defensive issue to the next one attacking wise, that becomes the Miners able to strike back. I need to know if there is a minimum to win. Is there a maximum? I mean, how would you define that in Rocket League?
Oh man. We got only engineers in this side of the Mississippi, but we have to like approach it psychologically, right? Like the maximum has to be like the average amount of goals you're willing to be scored on without throwing or forfeiting. Stoic Muffin! Demo pass, assist, and shot! Jada finishes the job. You know what? This is the minimum, because that's all you need to do to win. But you can make it flashy even if it's the minimum. Look at that effort from the silent Stoic Muffin. I see them rocking the Mexican flag. Even bigger of a fan now. 2-1 New Mexico Tech Miners.
You know, you were talking about what's the maximum, and that's the maximum amount that is allowed to be thrown. And as soon as you said that, Stoic Muffin threw away that shot. But every missed shot that goes near the net is a possible pass. And this defense right now is getting stressed out. Both teams, we have really kind of gone between the different divisional steps, and this one in particular has slowed down considerably, and you're seeing a lot of that exposure come out. And the Miners are just trying to maintain this lead at all costs, even with no boost.
Yeah, one of the toughest things to find a rhythm in Rocket League is consistency. Consistent with the shots. And not only shooting, it's about quality of the shots. Lord, I almost got a third one on the board. And we saw great opportunities for the Pistols to equalize this game on the opposite side of the pitch. And the shot quality was not the best. But again, once you get the rhythm, you can cha-cha-cha all the way to the grand finals. Going into the second half of the game, 1v1 scenario. Cold Ramen will actually go for the bump. Cannot connect. Now it's teammate on teammate crime. In the corner, Stoic Muffin. Best Rocket League player ever. Will drop it down maybe into a 50. No, it's a ground pinch or an attempt of. Will go to the bottom right corner. Goalie will make the save.
Loving the versatility that we're getting out of Stoic Muffin. They've been able to really round these out from the perimeter. Oh, big demo, and that's creating a smoke screen. No extra pressure as the Pistols can't get one down the seam straight up into the box, and it is still chaotic as it continues to just fuss around in the stripes. Nate Boss on the turn, looking to get Stoic Muffin out of the oven, and that's going to be Fiat Color with a strike back, and we are again equalized.
Out of the blue side of the pitch, the Pistols bring us to 2-2. Where the heck did Fiat Color come from? Now, I don't think that's a regular rotation. I need to look at an overview of the map, but it definitely caught me by surprise, and I'm not even playing the defense out of guard. The Miners lose their 1-goal lead, trying to get right back. Lord, from the heavens, top rope, flip reset, maybe get a touch on target. Instead, they just steal the ball away from the box. Double commit by the defense, though. In the corner, everybody's outside of the sticks. Maybe a little U-turn. Lord again behind the action. Get a small pinch. Again, double commit on the rotation. The rotations are not in the best shape so far, but it's definitely the game one jitters. Lord with a banger of a clear. This could be on target, even if it's an own goal. Double tap almost comes true. Ready to lean into the last 60 seconds of competition. Maybe picking up on the trend, trying to live up to the hype of last series. We could be getting an overtime here, MonkeyMan.
We've had no shortage of them today. Through the first couple of series, I believe that we went to at least 4 separate overtimes. So I think even 5. So maybe trying to keep that one going. However, Fiat Color, you talked about them before and about how maybe the rotation just kind of brings some question marks. And I think one of the greatest things that you could ever have said to you is, "Why are you there?" from your opponent.
Oh man, the rotations are a different beast in Rocket League, but it's very tough. Even if you're in the right place, the right time, you get beat by speed. And what's faster than supersonic cars? Supersonic shots, and that one was just too fast to handle. Last 30 ticks to go. It's do or die for the Miners. They really need to push right here. They don't want to be trailing by 150. That goes dangerously to the blue side of the pitch. Cold Ramen with a doink doink that goes nowhere towards the net, just towards the right side of the pitch on the sideline. 1v everybody goes for the dribble, gets past one, cannot get it past two, but here comes the second effort. We'll put it towards the crossbar, clearance towards the opposite corner. We'll do this sway side by side until the end of times, or until we see this type of clears. Fiat Color, the MVP, will push it towards enemy territory. Yet another one last touch. 3, 2, 1, triple zeros. Last effort, last attempt to equalize the game. We'll see this one put to the ground. The Pistols, they take game one.
For the first time in a while, we will not have a game one go to OT. If you guys are disappointed, well, there's still several games still in the future. Yeah, you're guaranteed to have 3 of them. 10 shots go over to the Pistols as the Miners seem to step behind. Stoic Muffin really was the proponent for success, both offensively and defensively. They have the Savior medal on the defense, and they're able to really enable a lot on the offense as they were 100% involved, both shooting as well as passing for both of the goals, and yet they just couldn't be able to prompt another one. And this one, it's a pretty tight contest so far. Nothing really that the Pistols were able to separate too far from, but Fiat was looking pretty good.
Yeah, Rochester and St. Clair, they set the bar real high. I mean, they're quite literally in a league of their own. But this is a very good matchup so far. One sole possession, back and forth, ups and downs, shots on target, trying to go for trick plays. the mistakes will come by every so often, but that happens in every scenario of Rocket League. How much you handle those mistakes and how you adjust to your opponents will be key to victory. Pistols leading by 1 in this series, and they open us off with a clinger going past 1, looking for the follow-up. I could have been the first dagger, and instead they just keep doubling down. They want to end this one quickly. Maybe dinner is almost ready because they didn't want to go to 4.
They have 4.5 minutes, and regardless of how quickly they want to go, Father Time has an exactitude that comes from how many seconds are on this clock. And the Pistols, though, they at least want to put themselves in a great position so maybe they can relax for the duration thereafter. The Miners, though, are going to press this issue, and you actually have Stoic Muffin, who's changed out cards again. Okay. Rocket Pass Connoisseur continue to change things up and will continue to dive. They do force the defenders to have to pick that one up higher, and the first minute will elapse still at zeros.
Plenty of Rocket to be leagued. Shot on target. Here comes the follow-up. Who else but the man? Stoic Muffin. Great mentality to have, by the way. Stoicism. You know what I'm talking about. 1-0. New Mexico Tech Miners. They strike first. Can they handle the rest of the clock, though? Because that was the issue last game.
That was, they didn't really kind of promote themselves in the best way. They did have the goals that were able to just exist in front of the Pistols, but they never got a lot of separation. However, Stoic Muffin, you can definitely see that they like to oppress. They like to challenge a lot earlier than maybe the Pistols are ready for, and then they're finally getting some of those extra players to rotate more quickly, recognizing that. That's a big demo by Lord Ray, and looking for the flip reset, but it will not be able to get in there in time. Oh, Muffin already leaping at it, but that's a 3-on-1. Lord Ray able to receive.
Oh man, the touch by Lord towards the corner could have been read by the offense and caused even more trouble than the piece they try to create by the clearance. Stoic Muffin with a shot and a little assistance. Lady Luck is playing for the Miners. That shot was off target. Nobody told goalie. Oh man, and this one stinks to watch because sometimes leaping off of the wall is the hardest thing to do to not own goal. And this one was actually done quite well. It still ended up in an own goal. 2-goal lead. The Pistols are struggling.
There was the slightest chance on that shot that that ball could turn in from the pipe. But as a defender, they did do the right thing to go for the chance at it. However, it was a great chance made by Stoic Muffin to force the defender to be in an awkward position. And if they didn't execute, it turned exactly into what we saw. Big miss. But guess who? Stoicism on display right now as the Muffin comes right out of the back box, but now it's the Pistols that are trying to put the Miners under fire, and look at Muffin just dragging away.
Favorite man on the pitch, favorite person on the face of the earth. Muffin, you're rocking the flag, you got the Fiesta Latina explosion. You know what? You're invited to the carne asada. I'm pretty sure you know how to make carne asada. Shot off target, actually on target. The goalie's just too strong. Flexing on those biceps. They don't want to be trailing by 3. We're entering the second half, and my motto, HailMonkeyMan. If you have forgotten, I will remind everybody in chat. If my opponent can score 2 in the first half, so can we in the second. Thing is, though, you got to stop the nosebleed. You got to keep those shots away. They almost get a third one on the board. The Pistols, it's to get some offense going. They're waiting too much and relying a little bit too heavily on the defensive mistakes and waiting for the ball to get given to them. And this one will not go unpunished. It will be the third one for the Miners.
This offensive is punishing even more so when you leave freebies like this. Miners, they have been rolling just like Mitchmozey's R's. And last time I tried to roll my R's, I was gargling for my nightly routine, and that's about all that this white guy can do. A minute 50 to go, and we have a 3-0 up on the board. A great response so far here in game 2.
Oh, brother. Miners are not only winning the game by a lot, they're actually feeling themselves. You can see the swagger behind the rotations, the assists, the play that they're trying to go for. It means that they're enjoying themselves. This is possibly the best case scenario when you're playing Rocket League. You're vibing, and that really shows not only on the pitch, but on the scoreboard. 90 seconds left on the clock. 4 goals, 4 nails to this coffin. The Miners will tie the series up.
Yeah, Pistols, they're kind of seeing the first 2, and that key mistake at the top of the box just on the 3rd goal. You can see, all right, that's really set the tone for the rest of the game. Is it unrecoverable? No. Every second that exists in Rocket League, you're able to make a score. And in fact, they're putting their offensive up right now. Will they start feeling a vibe of, okay, maybe this one is a bit out of hand and we start looking for the repetitions for GG Go next? Maybe that'll be a higher percentage take. 70 seconds remaining. Miners continue, well, to just jam forward. They find a fifth, and I think this one is just nearly done.
The Pistols are deep in a cave, and who else to get out of it but the Miners? They'll tie the series up, but it's very dark in there. Pistols can only light up the cave with a bang at a time. Pew! Oh, I did not register what's around me. Pew! Man, where was the exit? Hopefully, you get Tabula Rasa, reset the mentality. Because I think at this point, with 66 to go, there's not enough time, energy, shots, vibes, turbo pulse of spirits to make a 5-goal comeback in 1 minute of regulation. So it's time to start thinking about game number 2. What can we do? What do we need to stop them from doing? Because they definitely bested us in this meeting, but we did it to them in the first one. So, you know, there's hope. You reset a little bit of the momentum, and you said it earlier, Monkey Man. What's the most important game of the series? Game number 2 is setting the tone for the remainder of the meeting, but can you keep that momentum going if you're the Miners, and can you return it and go back to the things as they were for the Pistols?
I mean, at least 3 of the last 4 goals have been at absolute detriment on defense for the Pistols. But you can also kind of count it out into garbage time, especially from 4th onward, that one, I mean, you're going all in. If you're not going all in whenever you're at a deficit like this, then you're just not playing Rocket League the right way. I think that, I mean, it was a very close contest. A great save there by Nate in the first game.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of this will become an absolute masterclass of offensive for the Miners going forward. Pistols, well, it's up to ricochets, and I don't think I want to have everyone, you know, shooting in a cave for their only light. Oh, I have not seen that goal explosion, but it looks pretty cool. Cold Ramen gets a consolation prize.
I love it. I love it because it's exactly what I thought, but I did not have the mic. Yeah, that explosion is golden. We got a tied series in our hands. The Miners do the trick in the second meeting of the series. We are going to a best of 3, 1-on-1 in the matchup. The Pistols, and you said it best, Monkey Man, they lost track of what was going on. They had a great first meeting. It was very close. Maybe I just jinxed it because I said it could be a match similar to the one we had previously on stream, and then everything went downhill. Hopefully, game number 3 resets that momentum, that mentality, more importantly. We can see a better matchup on the pitch because right now the Pistols are 404 not found.
Yeah. Fiat Color, you got to really think, where did they go? They had so many chances. Maybe they were just kind of set up for success in that first game in particular, because the Pistols really relied on that particular Pistolero to go forward and find the target, and they really never found any chances. I think there was at least 12 to 15 shots for the side of the Miners in game 2, and yeah, many of them were maybe towards the end after they already built a surplus of a lead, but you didn't see much else really manifesting. We go to game number 3. And when you think it, when you know it, you and I together, we may be destined to at least go game 5 every time.
Cast for eternity? Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing. The Miners, though, would try to put this one away as to say, hey, guys, we want to string 3 W's together so you can kind of don't have to do this until the end of times and the sun implodes. I do gotta say, though, Spider-Man is trending, and we don't want to make a meme for the impressions, but you don't point fingers for the heck of it. You do so to improve. The Pistols kind of have to go through a little bit of an awkward conversation of, hey, you were the supplier before. We're not getting supplied with weapons on offense. Where are our passes? Where are our crosses? And you are our shooter. Where are the shots? You know, like, have a little bit of a solution, because you can control so much. Only so much that you do, and what happens on the other side of the pitch. Hopefully they don't barrage with shots, and if they do, you save them. Wrong. Miners are too strong. 1-0 already.
Stoic went up for 1 extra, called up J-Derf, and then that just bounces through. No one expects the bouncer here, Mitch. And when that one goes into the box, everyone's like, you got it? And again, Spider-Man memes, everyone just looking at one another. Yeah, well, just confused SpongeBob on lock. So, Miners, they will again get that lead.
Oh, brother. And it's difficult. It's very difficult if you're the Pistols. Hopefully you have a coach or a name attached to the coach position, because somebody needs to take control and swift things into it's all right. We're cool. We're right. We won one game, and we're definitely not doing things right now. But we can make it right. Let's not lose ourselves in the thought process and overthink that we're not doing things right now. 90 seconds of come and gone lead, the minimum lead by the Miners, the red squad of New Mexico Tech. This one is a clinger, gets past one, maybe past two. The waterfall will come straight down, but neither touch will go towards target, and instead you overcommit, and it's an interception for 100 yards. Stoic Muffin makes it a 2-goal lead.
Fiat color way too far up. I'm not sure if Nate Boss cut off that rotation initially and basically sank into the second man position and what they were looking for, because they were trying to get to the outside of the ball off the initial touch that was pushed to the ceiling. But regardless, it put Fiat in a position, if it was themselves or otherwise, where they were not ready for a breakaway. And that's just too simple for Stoic. So that again becomes this 2-0. And if there hadn't been a single goal to end the game, that drought would be continuing for the Pistols, as they've been out-goaled 8-1 now in the past couple.
Full pun intended, outgunned completely, as the game number one wrapped up. We completely see the shift in momentum, energy, and vibes, and the Miners have been on a roll so far. The New Mexico Derby is going the Tech way. Second half already underway. Got Color in the corner, a little bit uncomfortable on the crease. Now chase for a demo. They will actually get theirs in the corner, but do not ease any pressure and cannot even get a pass. They're just waiting for a clear to go their way. Look, it's still chasing for that bump action. The screen will go a long way, but now again, overcommit. Miners are great at turning negatives into positives. They will cover 100 yards yet again. 3-0 on the board.
Nate taking up the role of overcommit, but they're also just not ready for the pace of this turnaround. You had both Fiat and Nate Boss hanging out on that latter third, and they both pressed up, one wall and one to the middle line. And again, Miners are always just dead-eye looking for a chance to shoot on target, and the Pistols, well, they have completely lost stock of what ammo they have. I don't think they've been able to have any in the chamber ever since game number one, and that's a free net right there. If J-Durf had been able to get back to that ball and keep that rotation and an ounce of boost, that would have been a fourth.
With little over 90 seconds left, you're calling it right. As we're seeing it, Monkey Man, it's those small opportunities that don't present themselves that often, but they're there on the pitch, and you're not taking advantage of those. It's definitely showing not only on your mental, but at the end of the game, at the stat line. And when we see that we are seeing Miners stringing 2 W's together, they're moving on to match point after you steal the first one and nailing a fourth one to this coffin. Man, Pistols, somebody. This is completely off the record. Unplug your internet, your Ethernet cable. Call a quick timeout. You need to reset hard. You need to power off for a second, because it's all about mental. It's not that you're not good. You had a great first game. It's just that you definitely lost track of what was going on and how good the Miners are. You're paying the price in the long run. 15 full minutes of Rocket League.
Are you there, Mitch? Are you there?
Oh, hello?
Are you? Hey, someone took to your advice and they pulled my Ethernet cable.
You know what? They're a genius. Off the record.
trying to get me to us to maybe not talk about them, and maybe that's just all the time they need. But the Miners, will squeak through. Nate Boss, all right. This can't be a fluke, though. This has to be something you build upon. And look at this. It's off of the challenge play by Fiat and Nate, who positionally have been off their game this game. And they need something like that to proliferate into later games. Maybe even with the time remaining, could have a chance.
Imagine. Crazy things have happened. I honestly do not see it happening right here, right now. Not with that much time on the clock and those many opportunities missed so far in the series. But we talked about garbage time earlier. You specifically called it during the end run of game number 2. Holy moly. Wait, hold on just a second. Lead cut in half, 18 seconds, 1 per 9 ticks. Very doable. Do you have a go-to kickoff strat, Monkey Man?
Spanish kickoff. surrender that thing all the way back, send it forward, and bang, you got it straight up field. It's a killer.
$5. Dang
it! but they don't go for it. Oh man.
Yeah.
They still have a chance though. Miners, if they surrender this pressure, Fiat and Nate have to connect literally in the next 5 seconds, have at least a second on the clock, but it was too little too late, but it was looking a bit good. Too good, in fact.
Yeah.
Kill comes through, Tech comes up, they're going to be on series points. How much value do we give, Mitch, to those latter 2 goals?
Oh, like 110%.
Okay.
Plus ultra. Like everything I got in me, all of the vibes and good thoughts and prayers and hopes go towards the end sequence of this game. Not only because you've been lost for 8 minutes of Rocket League, but because you called it garbage time is where you start thinking about what's next and you just let this one die down. But you do what you can with what you're given. You got 1 minute or 2 if you can. You get some giggles in the comms, start talking about the next meeting, hopefully get the vibes back on track. Because again, they've shown us they are good. We saw game 1 together. They are a great team. They have chemistry. They know where to go and where to be. But something happened the last 2 meetings that it wasn't there. Hopefully those 2 goals restore a little bit of that chemistry, as I used to call it back in the day, so they can mesh well together, because somehow, some way, they built the wall in the last 10 minutes.
You just reminded me I have some chimichangas in my freezer. You gotta get something going with that. But I believe in that too. Momentum is a thing in Rocket League. So are the vibes. And it's been all miners all the time with a couple of sparks of life starting to flutter out. Got to see if that becomes a little bit more electric for New Mexico State Pistols. But right here and now, off of those latter 2 goals at the end of game 3, Pistols are actually starting off with the early offensive. And one person you must shut down if you are the Pistols. You cannot let Stoke Muffin get their game going.
Oh yeah, and it's too hard. He's just that good. The GOAT of the Challengers League. 30 seconds are come and gone. It's a pirate show in the sideline. Oh man, a third one in less than 5 seconds, but still no goal on the board. This is the push where you see the gap. Goes straight into the backboard, but away from the net. Nothing too dangerous. This one going straight toward the angle. Will actually go past the net. Just scare everybody and their mama. The Pills are starting their push. They need to score first if they want to take even a glimpse at game number 5. You cannot let the Miners do the Miners show. It's definitely been difficult to crawl back from behind, and especially against a New Mexico Tech team that is not comfortable staying still. They go for offense one after the other, and it's just so annoying to play against them. Maybe you can set them back if they're trailing even by the slightest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. Still no goal. Nate Boss cannot find the angle.
Nate Boss so mad. He knows that if he was just on the outside of that ball initially, instead of having to bear down from middle, that he would have been able to get at least an opening strike. And you got to think the Pistols are looking for an opening lead. Miners have been just leading them by the nose, tugging them along, a double commit. Again, Pistols leaning very far forward, both in their chairs and in the field, to try and get a step ahead of the Miners, whose defense has looked pretty darn strong, only surrendering 3 goals the past couple of games. Much the opposite of what the Pistols have been doing, but they've been really forcing the issue, making it tough for the Miners to get out. Ooh. But the Miners have been playing dirty. That one's going to go around, and the defense has to dig it out.
Getting rough on that back third, and somehow, someway, we still got Goose Eggs on the board. I know it's spooky season, Monkey Man, and I don't mean to scare ya, but it looks that we're going to 5. I see the Pistols are looking more alive than ever. Shot on target, empty net. Nate Boss will put the Pistols ahead by the minimum right before we hit halftime mark.
Nate Boss was getting tackled, getting abused, getting bullied, thrown in a locker, but just like your lead Deku from the Plus Ultra Academy, able to come out stronger and really just hitting them 1000% in the mouth. And that's going to be the first lead for the Pistols in over 2 games. The Miners suddenly having to fight back into this at the midway mark.
Man, it's those 2 goals before we wrapped last meeting that gave you the reality check of, oh, we were good. Like, we know how to score. Like, we do this. We are in this league. We're 1-1. We're not bad. I don't know what was happening before, but they definitely felt like they were bad at this game. Now they regained their confidence, and hopefully one more tally so they can force this series going the distance. 2 minutes on the clock and still ticking down. Lord will center this one for a long clearance. Maybe a doink. Oh man, the ball's a little bit too long for Lord Rhea. Stoic Muffin put it to the side of the wall. Maybe a Tomaraka situation. Actually, nobody went up to get that one back onto Stoic's ceiling. But this could be a aerial scenario. Nobody there for the dribble. Again, just banging the ball. Hope it sticks on the other side of the pitch, but it's getting real close to somebody, either a 2-goal lead or an equalizer. Nobody's fully committing though. Everybody's a little bit hesitant on going full push.
Miners, they want to be able to send up some more attackers, but Pistols have been very just up in pace. They recognize, all right, we have not been able to be ourselves. We've not found an offensive identity since game number 1. So they've just been all in all the time. And that's really taken the Miners and just made them have to double take. Now on the turnaround, it's a 2v2, no bumps. And thus Nate and Fiat will go untouched. And this offensive will die where it stands with less than a minute to go. The Pistols are hanging on to just 1 goal.
There's a lot of real estate to work with, and I think everybody's panicking on what to do. They're running out of options because they don't know they have options. Lord Rhea has something to do here. They can go high or low. They go crossbar, and that's not what you intended. That's definitely an accident. You wanted to cling that past 3 defenders. Still a 1-goal lead by the Pistols, and last 30 ticks to go. It could be looking we're staying that way. It's smelling like game 5. It's actually stinking of game 5 up in the air.
It's got its own effervescent perfume, but is that masking the reality of what it could be? A big demo!
Wow.
And Nate is able to dig it out as his compatriot in arms and Fiat Color will fall, slowing it down. That's Stoic Muffin trying to jam it up for J-Durf, and now it's Lord Ray with 1 extra chance. Can the Miners get this one to bonus time? No! 2 players will commit, and now the Pistols just need to kill it to the floor. That one hits grass, and we pass to go to game 5 for the 2nd time in a row.
It's a sick joke. It's a sick joke. I have a saying in my Spanish broadcast.
Oh, yeah?
Catch me fully bilingual, your boy. The mask is not a gimmick. But in my Spanish broadcast, I have a saying that nobody knows how to sweep. And I forgot that's just a universal thing. That's not a Mexican thing. That just happens globally, and especially in collegiate esports. We were never close to a sweep, but match point jitters are so real. It just hit the Miners right next to their helmet, and the Pistols survive for 5 more minutes. I'm gonna low-key kind of lose it if we go the distance and you still drop the series. Find the groove and lose it.
I'm about to say, like, how much of this is Miners simply losing versus...
I love that question.
Because like how in the world, because it feels like Stoic Muffin just kind of disappeared. He just didn't exist going into that matchup, and you got to think so much of that was the pressure we saw come back. And so we go to Champions Field again. This may be where we live forever. I hope you have a little bit of extra rental money, because the Pistols, well, they've survived, but will they live for that much longer?
I'm so surprised we're back here. It could have ended in 3, in 4. Of course, back to Turbo Pulsars, the home that he built for us Rocketeers. You just cannot get that far away from home without being reminded where you're from. Shot on target, double tap, denied by near post, but you got another opportunity. It's another day in 8 boss. Get denied, bumped away. Well, Ramen gets taken out of the equation. Yeah, Color. It's a beautiful 50 waterfall right inside of the box, and that's a great way to put that fire out. Could have gotten real dangerous. The Pistols looking to string 2 wins together to steal the series away from the Miners. The Miners looking for some retribution. They definitely lost the handle of the series last meeting.
And I think this is also starting to feel very familiar here in game number 5. The Miners have been under duress, and just like that demo is really kind of painting a picture for us, under stress by consistent just either shots or demolition play, and they've been having to rely on massive clears, but finally working from the midfield line onward, Fiat lost control of this, and that's what gave the chance for J-Durf and the gang to be able to just thrust through.
J-Durf, Ermagerd, I had that one since game number 1. I am so sorry, everybody. Chad, the Miners leading by 1 in the Mexico Derby. Had to go to 5, right? Like, it was in the script already. We were good actors. We were playing along. Hopefully we win, what is it, a Razzie Oh God, you need an Emmy for that save. Stoic Muffin somehow, some way, it still does not go in. 1 goal lead, a very suffered 1 goal lead by the Miners, because that got real close to an equalizer.
Oh my goodness, no,
No way, no way.
It's gonna read her right through. Oh, Nate. They're able to crash the box. Earlier, the ball looked like it had 2020 COVID all over it. And this time around, now everyone wants it as it just moves through into the stripes. And now, Pistols, I mean, you see that one coming in. Both defenders rotating at their own net. Miners really weren't able to find much. And Jader will not be able to steal it from Nate.
Panic at the clinger. Oh, brother. What is going on? No way. There's absolutely no way. Like, somebody's hacking the server. Somebody's playing mind games on the players and us. 3 attempts, 3 X's across the board. All of them denied either by the posts, the players, or God. 250 on the clock and ticking down the Miners. Will strike through the corner. Jader Vermagerd. What the heck is going on, Monkey Man?
Fiat was looking at his own net, rotated from outside in, and then never made a connection. Jader just has to throw it at the net and let physics just become, and it does. And like, that was Fiat took the path of greatest resistance because they were trying to bring it up at the wall and then just never put it on their nose.
Oh man, I love Rocket League. Like, hey, I'll never stop loving it. First love, forever love. 2:30 on the clock. Cuckoo. This is halfway through game number 5. Halfway. And it could have been just a 2-minute and 30-second game number 5. Because it doesn't matter what happened before. We're still tied up by the second half. The Pistols bring it to 2-2. I could put money on the line. It'd be the dumbest move of my life, Monkey Man.
You wouldn't know where it would go. Everything's a 50-50, which is really the greatest house odds you could ever get.
Yeah, right, true.
But at this point, we don't know where it's going to land. Oh, he stole
No,
a shot.
no.
He just passed it down, and then it just lands straight back on him. Oh, the one place you don't want to be. Jader taking on the world, looking for a third to maybe put their hat on it. And now a pass. Jader's escaping. Now Stoic Muffin out from the sidewall. Do they have the second man? Guess what? Jader, Stoic Muffin coming back into the fray. Less than 2 minutes to go. Still tied at a couple each.
Rocket League tomfoolery tries to get away from me, but I'm just too fast, dog. Like, I always chase it, and I always find it, and I'm always gonna get it. How did that not go in? Oh, they say that the worst part about treason and betrayal is that it's never from the enemy. You got that save from a teammate shot off target, crossbar and out. The backward will assist in the clearance. Here it comes from the side of the wall. It's just another push by the Pistols right into Jader's hood. Push again towards the corner, losing the wall a little bit to see if you can get a redirect towards the net. Oh, that's just annoying because there was no reason to take that path, and it still forces the ball towards the block in front of the net, but nobody there for the follow-up. Dropped down by Nate Boss. Maybe a fumble! You force the issue, create the mistake. Cole Raven will capitalize. They take the lead with 1:05 on the clock.
It was that last touch off of the flip reset, adjusting back to it, because the initial path, you had the first offender leveling up to it, and then as soon as it changed that degree, it was put into this weird spot. All 3 defenders just left looking at it. What in the world? Lord Ray! This explosion! How did it squeak through?
No way.
Bang!
There's absolutely no way. Oh, man. I am comfortable hiding my face because you and I, Monkey Man, are looking like fools. We said this series was not going to live up to the hype of last ones. And look at us. Look at us with clown makeup and last minute of regulation. Tied to 3. Shot on target. And saved nearby the crossbar. That would have been crossbar and down. 45 ticks to go. It's still Pistol's ball. Stoic Muffin just gets a monster clear, and this rotation has gotten dangerously close to goals before. They are waiting for a mistake that won't come through this time. Nate Boss throws the corner, gets past 1, maybe past 2, waiting for the clearance. That would just be a self pass, maybe a flick pass, last man back, but they will make the save for the last 30 ticks.
Doug Muffin throw this one upfield. And if there's a player that's really been able to promote from the front, it is them. But J-Durf has come alive, and same thing for Nate Boss. Fiat Color finds a lot of extra grass. Cold Ramen has gone cold recently, but they try to level that off of the sidewall, and now extra efforts become tertiary and become the Pistols upfield. Can they steal out this series? They've gotten them to game 5, but the Miners are trying to dig their way through. Pickaxe over foot, hand, and fist.
Imagine.
One extra reset. Oh, and that one hits just at the door before we go to OT.
Strong start, strong finish. Game 1 OT, Game 5 OT. The series going the distance. I love me NECC script writers. This one slowly creeps towards the goal. Nobody there to capitalize on the opportunity. The Miners thank the heavens that was not the series-ending goal. 20 ticks have come and gone, and it seems like we're just piggybacking off of the momentum from last game. Nobody is as fast as they were. It's just that the kickoff was just too much to handle. Fiat Cutter catches everybody off guard, and they call game in 30 seconds.
Nate Boss put one in, double commit, and the defender went flying through. Lord Ray had to elevate, but they couldn't read the height. And that'll be the 4th for the Pistols. They take this series back after what looked like the Miners going on a tear. Would you like to reconnect? Yes, we would, as you got to just see a great game 5. I agree. You are so lucky that you are wearing a mask. I have to wear this full ginger face. And that we thought, oh, this couldn't live up to all the energy we saw before. And it gave us everything and more.
I just want to chill, guys. I just want to sit back, relax, like cast some regular Rocket League, but everything has to go the distance. Everything has to be real good, and that's great for the scene, not good for my throat. Man, how exciting, too, because I called it. That was genuine Mitch, coming through. And I'm sorry if that is not, what you want to hear, but it's sometimes weird seeing a team force a series to go the distance and then drop the last meeting. You had nothing to lose, and then you still lost after, that hero arc. But this time, the Pistols, pew pew, it was their time, buckaroo. They went all the way, and they got it done. And it was after some very rocky games, number 2 and number 3 specifically, where you thought nobody could come back from this. It was really tough seeing them out there, and they gathered their mental, and they did it. I cannot be happy for them.
Yeah, that regrowth, that rebirth from game number 3 into 4, that end of those last couple of minutes, that really was the spark that lit the fire that ultimately gave the Pistols that win. But maybe we'll get a chance to lay back, chill, get a drink, get a snack. You guys can do the same thing. If you thought we were done with Rocket League, you were almost right. One series to go here for NECC week number 3, right around the corner, right after this.